Hi, my name is Daniela, and I like to share with you what it means for me to bring Sk'ali Lolita-Tokitae home to her home waters of the Salish Sea. For me, this is having three important topics, and I try to make it as short as possible, even when I could talk for an hour. The first topic is that we would end the suffering for Tokitae Sk'ali Ch'elh on a personal level, on a personal, as her as a personal being. And we can bring her home, and so she hopefully will have a few more decades to swim in her home waters with her family. And thinking about her family, we would also bring a massive healing to her family, to her pod, to her community. And this would affect also the ones who are not there anymore and are already in other realms. And it would surely affect the family members which are still here today. And it would also affect the ones which are not born yet. So the healing would be timeless for her family, a timeless healing. And also Tokitae Sk'ali Ch'elh is a very loud and very clear symbol for for all the human children which never came back home, which are still missing, and for all the crimes which happened to human children. So bringing Tokitae home to her family and to her home waters would mean also that we bring healing into our human story of children and childhood. And also healing into the topic of parenting. And the second topic of this is the healing of the waters. I like to say the cycle of the water is the cycle of the soul. So when we would bring Tokitae home to the Salish Sea, this would mean also that we would heal the waters in ourselves, the waters which are flowing through the rivers, the waters in the clouds, in the rain, the waters in the plants, and the animals, and all beings, because water is flowing and the water is not staying in the Salish Sea forever. And water is not limited on traveling on this planet. We call it planet Earth, but we should rather call it planet water. Water is traveling also through the universe. So this healing of the cycle of the water is multi-dimensional. And the third topic is the personal one. Sure, we can be all angry on the people who captured Toki, and on all the people who are involved into this, and on the aquarium owners and all of that. But we can ask ourselves, what can we learn from Toki's story? For example, where do we swim in endless circles, repeating maybe the same destructive patterns over and over again? Or where do we playing a show instead of being our true authentic self? Or where do we hold people, situations, beings, animals, circumstances captured for our own pleasure? So I think there is a lot to do for all of us on a personal level. So, and what helps me with this is the Hawaiian ritual of Ho'oponopono. Practicing forgiveness for myself and others in the daily life basis. And yeah, that brought me to the idea of the colors of the orcas, the black and white contrast. And we can see that different situations having at least two perspectives. How can we bring the contrasts of life into a harmonious balance? For example, like in a yin and yang dynamic. So bringing Tokitae home to her home waters would mean for me healing full circle. It's timeless, it's multidimensional, and it's personal. I know we can do this. Let's do it soon as possible. And I send you all my heartfelt waves of love and gratitude into the world, and keep up the faith.